We move along to our other Moyo on the panel, from the view from DuPont.
Too many Moyos, yeah. So I'm looking at it from a private sector point of view, and I work for a company called DuPont, and we're a science company, and we focus a lot on research and development, and we've identified the need to feed people as one of the mega trends that will inform our strategy as well. And this need to feed people is become critical not only to Zimbabwe but globally. And as my colleagues have described here, talking more about the space, the policy framework, we also believe that it will require cooperative efforts across different sectors, across different industries, and the recognition that it's not only about agriculture, but when you want to improve agriculture, you got to think about infrastructure. You got to think about all the other limited resources like energy, access to water, and other sectors that need to improve alongside with your focus and your drive to improve agriculture. So if we are all working towards a common goal, we can leverage the many opportunities that are there throughout this value chain. In order for us to work together effectively, obviously, there needs to be transparency and also confidence in the political processes. So that's critical. Otherwise, the investment doesn't come in, and quite a lot of the work that you do here is long-term. And if you're going to commit into a long-term relationship, you need to know that you have confidence in the predictability of the future. And this will also foster investment into the space. But there can be no debate that we will need to increase the productivity of the space. And my colleague also spoke about the increased number of resettled farmers. I mean, 20 or 30,000, I don't know what the number is. And in order to meet their needs, we will need continuous innovation and collaboration with global capability that is also localized and made relevant. DuPont spends about $1.5 billion annually on research and development. And 50% of this amount is actually focused on food, on agriculture and research and development. And we believe that through collaboration with the agriculture sector in Zimbabwe, we can definitely change the sector for the better. We know also that some will want to debate methods and processes, or debate science or motives. But at the end of the day, companies like DuPont will still be looked upon to continue to innovate and come up with new technologies to meet the changing needs. Later on I'll talk, maybe we might end up in the GMO space. But
okay.
Yeah, leave it like that. The other issue, we talked about urban-rural migration, and we believe that if there's proper partnerships with the small farmers and food is made available in the rural areas, and farming can really become a business, that this problem can actually be addressed. And one of the things, we've got many business cases, but what DuPont has done through our subsidiary called Pioneer Seeds, we've worked on seeds that, for instance, will need less nitrogen, will be more drought tolerant, will produce higher yields. And this has helped farmers who don't have access to those inputs. If you cannot afford nitrogen, which has become expensive because the infrastructure is so bad, that when you buy the fertilizer to try and get it to the farmers makes it so expensive. And we talked about production capacity that is so low. So, there isn't access to fertilizers and other inputs. Then we need to focus on the seed technology itself. Can you improve that seed so that it can have some of these capabilities, reducing therefore the burden on the farmer? Just quickly then, dealing with issues of drought and climate change. Innovative technologies that help growers adapt to changing environmental conditions will be key to increasing productivity. And you also then look at seeds that will require less energy, so where you can produce more in a smaller piece of land, and where you require less water. Those are technologies that we need to focus on.
Okay.
But having painted this picture of coming from a global company, what is very important is that these things cannot happen. You cannot just come up with genes from the US or from Brazil and go into Zimbabwe and plant it. It will not work. So you need to be in that geography to be able to come up with seeds that can actually be optimal in that space. And as DuPont through Pioneer, we've been in Zimbabwe for a long time, since 1986, and throughout all the upheavals and the tough times we stayed there. We have a research center there, and we have a production facility, and we are working very closely with farmers to improve and get seed or product that is relevant to the Zimbabwean space.
We'll hear more from you as the session goes on, but